Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Monday. Happiest day of the week. For my money, brand new start to the week. It's fun. Don't you feel alive now?
I mean, I wasn't leaning that way, but
but now I bet you are.
You're really selling it now.
Yeah. Now that I've said it, I mean, you're like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Yep, that's what I'm feeling. Mm-hmm.
No, I thought I was pissed and tired and fatigued and grumpy. No, but now, no, it's a whole new day. So, Saturday afternoon, President of the United States, Donald Trump, named Amy Coney Barrett as his nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody. Almost nobody. Who? Wait, what? There was actually a few others, and especially the, Judge Lagoa that was contemplated, I guess, that she was considered. But Amy Coney Barrett is the one that had been rumored all along that he was saving for the RBG nomination, and sure enough, he did it. He did it, which is awesome, I think. I mean, I thought it might be awesome with the last two as well, and that's been a split decision so far. A little iffy. So, I mean, you hope, and you keep your fingers crossed, and you're just waiting for the next Scalia. Please, let her be the next Scalia. Now, they say she might be the exact polar opposite of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I hope that's true.
Yeah, I thought I saw a
I
quote
hope
that
that's
said
true.
that her judicial philosophy was that of Scalia, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
That is what they say. So I'm very much hoping.
Wouldn't that be something? You get nominated in your first case right out of the on the docket. What do we got here? Oh, we've got the election of 2020. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, and Democrats are already yelling about her recusing herself if that happens. She hasn't even been confirmed yet. She needs to recuse herself if the election results are up in question and come before the court. Shut up. Let's just see what happens, shall we? Plus, you can't make that determination. She needs to. Anyway, she is supposedly a top-flight legal mind, incredibly brilliant. In fact, one of her colleagues at Notre Dame called her generationally brilliant, which is pretty high praise.
I mean, I've been labeled that.
Oh, really?
Myself.
I've not heard that label applied to you.
Generationally.
Weird.
What was it again?
Generationally brilliant?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're so brilliant, you forgot the last word in generationally brilliant.
I have so much stuff in my brain, I didn't have room for that last word.
That makes sense.
Wow. So there you go. Yeah, she's gotten she was a lot of stuff. I mean, but she's a Christian, right?
Big time Christian, yeah.
So then the rest of that stuff you're going to read off on a resume does not matter.
Doesn't matter. Right.
Disqualified.
She's bringing all of that religiosity with her, all that baggage. Doesn't belong anywhere in America.
Uh-huh.
In a 2019 conversation at the Notre Dame Club of D.C., Barrett was asked how, and get this, while raising so many children, 7, by the way, she has 7 children, 2 of whom adopted from Haiti, and 1 who has special needs. My gosh, does she have her hands full. All of that, a special needs child, 6 others, and her career. Amazing. Anyway, she was asked how she's been able to balance her family life with the demanding profession that she's in. Her response was as telling as Feinstein's 2017 remark, which we've played multiple times, about how loudly the dogma speaks within her. She immediately praised her husband, also an attorney. He said, we were open to either one of us staying home at different points. What's really made it work is that it's very much a team effort. Right now, Jesse is really doing much more of the heavy lifting, the cooking and kids' doctor's appointments during the day. We've gone in cycles, and right now he's doing a little bit more of the home stuff. We evaluated at every step whether things were working well for the family, for the job I was in, but it was always working, and it worked well. The kids were very happy. I love teaching. So I don't know if that's going to be acceptable to the senators when they hear that kind of rhetoric.
She's married to Mr. Mom.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah,
they should laud that, right?
They should absolutely love that. that the husband is taking care of the kids more than the wife is? Isn't that what they? I mean, isn't that the modern? You're supposed to be able to switch off like that. Mm-hmm. So apparently they've been doing it, and we'll see what comes of it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty hopeful for her.
Yeah, it's promising.
She
right?
looks really good. Yeah.
Former clerk for Scalia,
and she's 48 years old. She
know.
could be on the court a long time.
I know.
A long time.
Yep.
And her Catholic faith actually means something to her. She is pro-life. Now she does say that her religiosity doesn't necessarily dictate what her judicial opinions will be, but you got to believe it's going to figure in, right? I mean, she's a diehard Catholic. You would hope that it factors in. But then you still got Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, and I don't know how either one of them would rule. And John Roberts, how's he going to rule in an abortion case? If Roe v. Wade ever did come up again for reconsideration, I don't think there's any way they overturn it. I don't see that happening. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, did you see Glenn actually brought this to us on Friday, and we didn't have a chance to talk about it because more on trivia, which, by the way, more on trivia was right. Oh. Can we run the warning there?
Oh, yeah, we got to put this warning up there.
And let me tell you why we have to place a warning here. We had a tweet come in last night from Pathead Cody Roberts.
Okay.
Could you please not ruin NFL game results for me on Monday? I watch all of them using Game Pass.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Maybe a little warning before a mention and or a graphic on the screen while any sports are being discussed, please.
Wow.
Right, so, warning.
Warning, there it is.
There it is. The following segment contains spoilers from this weekend's, the past weekend's NFL action.
In the past, yeah.
Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
Cody, you have no excuses now.
Okay.
Turn it off.
So the Green Bay Packers did, in fact, beat the New Orleans Saints 37-30 yesterday, and we're all tied up at one apiece on More on Trivia. 1-1. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Yep. That's good.
Packers look good. I mean, here I picked against them in the over-under segment.
You should do that more often, right?
I know. And now they look like Super Bowl champions all of a sudden.
And so it's a weird year with COVID. But the Saints-Packers game was the only NFL game of the weekend, as far as I can recall. So we're good.
It was the only one?
Yeah, it was the only game they played all weekend.
So the Falcons didn't play? I guess you could make the case that once again...
Cody might not have gotten to the TV yet, so you might want to slow down on whatever you're about to say.
I'm not going to say anything.
Good.
26-10. Didn't end up 26-10. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Somebody came back and won the game after being behind 26-10.
They're consistent, Pat.
God, man, that's so weird.
No,
that is so...
It's not.
It's so weird that they perform just like you complain about. And they've done it again this weekend.
It's just normally people don't see that. Now that they have that Super Bowl in front of everyone, in front of the world,
Yeah.
Everyone got to finally see what happens on an almost weekly basis with that team. And ta-da, now that they're... I was talking to my 95-year-old grandmother on Saturday, and we were talking about last week's ridiculous
disaster.
Loss. Yes. Mm-hmm. And her quote was... the way the Falcons lose these games, it's like they're in cahoots with gamblers. End quote, Nana.
That's a good quote.
And it applied yesterday as well.
Actually.
It applied yesterday as well, yeah. So anyway.
She's pretty with it for 95 years old, isn't she?
She's with it. She has seen as many Falcons games as I have. She knows.
So not a good weekend for the Falcons. And then the Cowboys, who came back... From what was it, 28-3? What was it? No, it wasn't 28-3.
You're talking about there was actually
Cowboys last week came back against the Falcons,
20-0, 29-10.
Right. And then they came back and beat them 40-39.
Yeah, that's fun.
Fell apart yesterday and lost. So
yeah, they lost to the Seahawks. That was a great game.
They don't even have that going for them.
But you just mentioned 28-3. The Bills led the Rams 28-3. The Rams came back and took the lead,
and then lost the game.
The Bills came back and won at the end.
Wow. All right, Cody, I think we're done now.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Of course, he can't hear that because he turned down the radio.
Yeah, how's he going to know when to turn it back up?
I don't know.
Boy, you should have seen the last play of that Chargers-Carolina game, Cody. Woohoo! Sorry.
Let's see. From Cookie to Scrumptious. Did anyone else notice that the bicyclist cop in Friday's video wasn't riding the bike when he ran over the protester?
I didn't notice
that. My friends, is what makes the video of the year. I did not notice. Is that true?
Today you'd have the police line, which they're getting ready to push. Here we go.
Let's see here. Okay.
All right. Does he get off the bike?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, my goodness. How did we miss that, Pat?
I don't know.
I was watching the wheels the whole time.
And I'll tell you this, too.
He's running along.
It also makes it less egregious because he didn't have his weight on the bike pushing down on the guy's head when he ran over him.
Makes it less egregious?
Yeah, it makes it...
I guess.
He didn't hurt the guy.
No, he didn't hurt him, but he definitely steered him.
Yeah, he did. But so what? He's in the road.
Oh.
That does not.
Oh, 100 times out of 100, I'm with the bike cop on this. It's just funny. There's just all these different angles of it that I keep missing.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Fun stuff. Good catch.
Yeah, that was a good catch.
Video of the year, like you said, for sure.
Did not catch that. Pathead Garcia sent this to us. As we look ahead to next year.
Oh, already?
Yeah, already. We're looking forward to next year. Before I agree to 2021, I need some terms. I need to see some terms and conditions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to read the fine print this time, aren't you?
Yeah, we didn't read the fine print on 2020, and it's costing us dearly.
Yeah.
So. All right, I was getting to this story about RBG's death. It has sent leftists into a tizzy, of course. They can't handle life. And so somebody wrote this, someone wrote this opinion piece. And it was Huffington Post, I think, is where this was originally posted. I'm a 40-something attorney and mother who lives in a quiet neighborhood with a yard and a garage full of scooters and soccer balls. I often walk with my children to get ice cream and spend weekends hiking through a national park. I'm not the type of person who would normally consider becoming a Satanist.
Whoa.
But these are not normal times.
That took a turn.
It did. Like so many other women in the United States, when I learned of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing, my first reaction was not grief, but fear. I fear that American citizens are inching closer to living in a theocracy or dictatorship. Yeah, that seems to be the direction we're traveling, isn't it? Yeah, we're definitely headed towards more religiosity. Jeez. When Justice Ginsburg died, I knew immediately that action was needed on a scale we've not seen before. Our democracy, we're not a democracy, has become so fragile that the loss of one of the last guardians of common sense and decency in government, less than 2 months before a pivotal election, has put our civil and reproductive rights in danger like never before. And so, she's done the only logical thing she could possibly do now.
Yeah.
She's turned to Satanism.
I mean, what else was
What was left for her to do?
Sure.
There's nothing. There's nothing, right? Members of the Satanic Temple do not believe in the supernatural or superstition in the same way that some Unitarians and some Jews do not believe in God. Satanic Temple members do not worship Satan, and most are atheists. They're not affiliated in any way with the Church of Satan. Instead, the Satanic Temple uses the devil as a symbol of rebellion. Oh, okay. What a relief.
You can't come up with any other ones.
There you go.
It's either Satan or bust when it comes to rebellious imagery.
It's about it. Just like other faiths, the Satanic Temple has a code that their members believe in deeply and use to guide their lives, I bet. These 7 fundamental tenets include that, quote, one should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason, unquote. And that, quote, the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions, and that one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. So this apparently sang to her, and she has joined the Satanic Temple, this 40-year-old mother of 3 or 4 kids. And
I'm sure they're going to turn out just fine.
I'm sure everything's going to be great in this family now. because she found a faith that she can get behind. Yeah, and she says that the tenets of the Satanic Temple are right in line with everything she believes as a liberal. I believe that 100%. Oh, you don't have to twist my arm to believe that. I'm sure that's true. All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts. Most recently, sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. Started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence over filling the vacant seat on the Supreme Court. Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or Planned Parenthood. So you'll get the same nationwide service, and you'll support a company that believes and loves America. They share your values. They support our police. Switching is really easy, too, so you don't have to compromise convenience. You don't have to compromise quality at all. Keep your phone number if you want to. Bring your own phone. You could buy a new one, whatever you want to do. And now they have the best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code PAT. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT, or patriotmobile.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. We got the debate tomorrow night. It's a big one. Mm-hmm. Is Joe Biden going to show up? I'm kind of thinking the answer to that is yes now. I mean, here we are the day before, and still no announcement that he's got COVID-19, so I think it's going to happen. I think it's, I don't know. I think he's egotistical enough to believe that he can pull this off, despite the fact that he's got this slippage in his cognitive abilities.
Yeah, that's not good. Trump saying he wants a drug test before and after the debate.
Yeah, he keeps saying that. And I don't know what drug he's looking for there. Maybe he's looking for a drug that is taken for Alzheimer's? Uh-huh. Is that what he's thinking? We're going to get some detection of that? I don't know. I don't know, but it's interesting that he keeps saying that.
It's must-see TV, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be big. And we're going to be doing a little thing like a Mystery Theater 3000 sort of thing. While we're watching the debate, we'll be commenting on it from time to time.
Yeah, you'll be here tomorrow night.
Be here tomorrow night with Glenn and Stu, and I think Steve Dace. Mm-hmm. So don't miss that.
You're going to spend the night here? You're going to be up so late?
Yeah, might as well.
Hang out here.
Might as well just hang out.
Yeah, okay.
Also, Biden had a couple of interesting... Actually, this is an old video that has resurfaced where he's talking to the troops, and I think he's either in Afghanistan or Iraq here.
It's 2016, yep.
And he's bragging about how many times he's been there, and he's bragging about things he's done. Then he gets a little pissed that they don't react properly. And watch this.
Understanding what you may hear about me, I have incredibly good judgment. One, I married Jill. And two, I appointed Johnson to the academy. I just want you to know that. Okay. Clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Oh.
Wow.
So clap for that, you stupid bastards.
The man who wants to be their commander-in-chief.
Yeah, the guy who is bashing Donald Trump for something that's been debunked, for something that didn't actually happen according to the people that were really there, and talking about how he disparaged the troops. Right in front of him, he calls them stupid bastards. And then, I mean, do we not have the rest of this where he also calls them...
Folks back home can't see it. Can't see it in place. Don't get to fly on the mission with me. Don't understand. They appreciate. They don't fully understand.
That's not it.
Incredible sacrifice.
It's just the continuation of what we just saw. You don't have that?
Asking for my second clip in there, guys. There we go. Watch this.
One, I married Jill. And two, I appointed Johnson to the academy. I just want you to know that.
Clap for that, stupid bastard.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Clap for that, you stupid bastards. Jeez. Here it comes.
You are a bunch.
Man, you are a dull
Be
bunch.
slow here, man.
Yeah, he calls him dull and slow.
Man.
He is not, and they say, look, all right, we got it.
Kill it.
They say that he was joking, and that's how they're trying to, push this aside. He was just joking with him. He does not look like he's joking there. He doesn't say that with a smile. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't say, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. None of that. He's pissed that they didn't clap.
Yeah, man, y'all are a slow bunch. Or dumb. What is it?
Slow and dull.
Yeah, the dull bunch. Y'all must be slow here, man.
And he does the come on, man, that he always does when he's upset about something. Come on, man. I mean, what? That is unbelievable.
Wow. So
because they didn't clap that he appointed somebody to something. I guess to West Point. Is that what he was saying?
I don't know. 3 insults in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Watch this again.
Clip 2 from me.
I have incredibly good judgment. 1, I married Jill. And 2, I appointed Johnson to the academy. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Come on, man.
You are a must be slow here, man.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
know,
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
3 insults in 12 seconds.
He is not joking.
Nope.
Come on, man.
Seriously.
Wow. First of all, clap for that, you stupid bastards. And then, man, you are a dull bunch. You're slow. And then he goes off into something else. Mm-hmm. Wow. Incredible. So
he'll make a great commander-in-chief, right?
Yeah. And the guy is just volatile like crazy. And that was clear back in 2016. It's only gotten worse.
And so think of that. The reports of Trump that, like you said, have been debunked by a dozen people that were there.
Yep.
That got more traction than this clip is getting.
Yeah, apparently CNN's not played it. Washington Post ignored it. NBC ignored it. Nobody's even talked about it. Nobody's even
And this is
talked
on
about it.
tape.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the actual audio and video of it happening.
Right. Not just some rumor that some disgruntled employee brought up. This actually happened right in front of your eyes. Hello? Here is a guy disparaging the troops. To their face, by the way. To their face. That is crazy. And here he is asked a question that he doesn't like. And just watch how fast he goes from 0 to 60, being pissed off.
How was your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine and your son's job in Ukraine? How is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's
How?
been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not gonna respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing that no president has ever done.
Look at him.
No president.
He's just absolutely pissed there. You dare not ask him a question that challenges him or his son, or that's what you get. You get the angry pointing Biden. And look, fat. You want to do some push-ups? You want to run around the block? What do you want to do? How about some sit-ups? How about I take you out back and beat the crap out of you like I threatened to do to Donald Trump? It's just amazing. There's been no indication. Nobody's saying there's a conflict of interest. Where have you been, man? Come on, man. Come on. I love the meltdown, though. I mean, the instant meltdown. Also, his mind melting down continues to get away from him. Here he tells us how long he's been in the U.S. Senate. And it's a little bit longer than even
a priority
I thought.
My entire career to work closely with you. Mm-hmm. From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago, and both my tenure as vice president.
Okay, maybe that was a joke because he did have a little chuckle after it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a joke. 180 years ago. Let's see it again.
Okay.
One more time.
That's why I made it a priority my entire career to work closely with you. From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago,
He does laugh.
As well as my tenure as vice president.
He does laugh. He giggles about it.
But he picks a random number for a joke?
Yeah. We do that all the time.
But we normally would say something like, I don't know, a couple hundred years ago. He's pretty specific on his number, 180 years. I mean, William Henry Harrison, wasn't so pleased when Joe Biden was rolling into town.
Is that who was president 180 years ago?
Of course,
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, he doesn't, you've said it yourself. It's numbers, man.
Yeah.
He can't get numbers.
Yeah.
And he screwed that up there. How long has it been? It's been over 50 years.
That's 47 at least, right? 47 years. He started in 1972, so it's going on 48 now. God. It's been a long time. I mean, it's way too long.
But not long enough to tell us stories about Henry Clay? I mean, he might have been there when that caning happened, too. He could have been a witness to history.
Yeah.
Let's start asking him questions.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, whatever. I think he was sincere. I just don't think he keeps numbers straight in his head.
No,
I know how that goes, too, by the way.
Also, Bette Midler is encouraging him now to kick Trump in the nuts because of the 200,000 people that he's murdered. So, these people are just so insane. So, Bette Midler's tweets have seemed to overshadow her musical and cinematic achievements lately. With only days before the first presidential debate and following the nomination of Coney Barrett, Midler attempted to stay in the spotlight by unleashing several more outlandish and violent political comments.
She's good, too, though.
Yeah, she told Joe Biden to physically attack Trump during the first debate. She has over 2 million followers. Who is following Bette Midler at this point? Come on, man. She said, I have to say to this Vice President Biden, who is much more conservative than I. Oh, wow. Sir, on Tuesday night, you'll be going toe-to-toe with a stupid but wily street fighter. My advice is to kick him in the nuts and then do it again for the 200,000 people he murdered. Nice. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a reference to the COVID-19 deaths that he caused. I guess there's over 209,000 coronavirus deaths now, according to Worldometer. This isn't the first time the actress has asserted that Trump murdered people. In July, she called the president a murderer and admitted that she can't stop crying after reading a New York Times article. She gave this pre-debate analysis, and it's brilliant.
Oh, this will be good. I can't wait.
Looking forward to Tuesday debate when Bone Crusher Biden will lead with a couple of jabs to that big fat head, a fusillade of punches to that flabby belly, a right to the kisser, a punch to the solar plexus, and then the KO finisher. Take that, you loser. That's powerful. That's really good. And I'm sure
that was 180 characters or 240 or whatever we're up to.
I guess so. I guess it was.
Wow, she snuck it in there.
Yeah.
Anything abbreviated or
KO instead of knockout?
Okay, well, I mean that's acceptable, I suppose.
But the rest of it's pretty well spelled out.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah,
I can't stand using the letter U for YOU.
It does save space though.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Saves characters.
I mean, but there's some people that will use abbreviations. Some politicians. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. You don't even need to. They have plenty of space, but they're doing PLS for please and weird abbreviations like that. But anyway, I'm proud of Bette, so I can say one good thing about her then.
Oh, well, that was nice. Yeah. That was nice, Keith.
Monday morning, get the week started right.
Then she says, I do not promote violence. What? You just did.
What? You just, yes!
Kick him in the nuts, hit him in the face, give him a right jab. I mean, that was all rhetorical. Those are just rhetorical devices. I don't think kick him in the nuts is a rhetorical device. But anyway, she goes on. Rand Paul says the Kurds are being ingrates for taking their frustrations out on the troops, which is a good reminder for us all to be more grateful for the neighbor who beat the hell, or F, out of Rand Paul. Oh, that's great too, yeah.
Man.
Nearly died in that. But I'm glad you don't promote violence. That's really nice to hear.
If nothing else, she got a Don Henley song in our heads, right?
Yes. Got some tweets here. This is Steve42. Clap for Pat Unleashed, you stupid bastards. from Support Our Stupid Bastards. This happens quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
I wonder if it's learned behavior. Biden talks to the troops like his handlers talk to him, maybe, or maybe more like he talks to his handlers.
Yeah.
He's just not a. He's not a nice guy. He's not a good guy. I don't know where this narrative comes from that he's the one who is the nice guy, the good guy. Look at him. If he's challenged, forget about it. All bets are off. He immediately melts down.
I believe I have a much higher IQ than you do, I would suspect.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah. Immediately becomes some kind of an elitist.
Mm-hmm. Either that or he challenges you to meet him after school behind a water tower.
Exactly.
Ugh.
He's a bully.
He's a bully.
Nathan Stanley tweets, he's expecting someone to clap because there's at least 1 million billion fulfillion people there. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Bronco Nagurski fan club. So Biden was in the Senate around the time Jeffy was a teenager?
Oh.
Give or take 18 years.
Yeah.
From Pastor Sam, can we stop and appreciate the fact that Uncle Joe got through a complete number without backtracking or repeating?
Oh, yeah, see?
Yeah. So there is a bright side to that.
Look at that. We've said some nice things about Joe Biden and Bette Midler.
Yeah.
In the opening half hour.
It's the balance that we love here. We promise you, and well, we've never really promised that.
But promises. Rule number 1 of life.
Now, somebody has done a really good job of investigating Joe Biden's some of his old videos, like when he gets together with the families of senators who are just being put into office, who are being seated. And then as vice president, it was his job to show up and do a little picture taking with them. You get a photo op with the vice president. It's just such an incredible opportunity. And here was one that I don't think we've paid enough attention to.
I don't think so. Somebody sent this to me over the weekend. This is when Senator Daines is being sworn in for Montana.
Look at this.
Here we've got
he's
Joe
there with
Biden
his family.
swearing in Senator Steve Daines of Montana, who's there with his family, the Daines Piaccese family. And this shows how Joe Biden is a master of misdirection.
Watch
First,
Joe's
he tells
right
the
hand.
family to look up to distract them before the pinching. And then as he's pinching, he says, no serious dates till you're 30. Right now, you see his hand on her right shoulder, and then it moves down
he moves
to her
it down.
right breast as he forms a pinching shape, and then he pinches. Well, he says, no serious dates until you're 30, causing her eyes to bug out. She steps to the left. She looks back and forth for someone to help. And to
actually
see if
moves
anyone saw
away
him
from
first.
him. Look at that.
For someone to help
like,
her.
what are you
Biden
doing?
He got everyone to look up. He distracted them. And then while he's pinching the girl, he says, no serious dates until you're 30, causing another relative of the girl to laugh. So he's got everyone distracted. Everyone thinks he's this funny, nice, affectionate guy. He pinched this girl. He molested this girl live on TV.
I mean, that sounds like an incredible statement.
Period. Yeah.
But isn't that what occurs right before our eyes?
Yep, it is.
That's stunning. That's really stunning.
It's grotesque, man. And
wow.
This is the guy who is leading polling to be the next president of the United States. Molests an 8-year-old girl at the U.S. Senate.
In front of everybody on national TV.
Hey, everybody, look up there while I molest your 8-year-old niece.
Unbelievable.
The end. I mean, that's the whole video
that's
speaks for itself. Thank you for the narration.
And you can see him pinch. Even if he didn't pinch, he moved his hand down to her chest, from her shoulder to her chest. There's no question he did that. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm just leaning over here, and my hand just happened to go down there and grope your niece. I hope you don't mind. Wow, is that creepy and weird. Look at this. Look at that. That's just unbelievably sick and twisted.
And premeditated.
So weird. Wow.
It's terrible.
So weird. Seriously, if that was Donald Trump taking a photo op with somebody and he did something like that to an 8-year-old girl, that video would be played over and over and over and over again. The Me Too movement would be having a conniption.
Oh, that would lead the news cycle from now until he left office.
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't be in office now had he done that 4 years ago. When was that? Like 15? 14, 15,
that was
16?
5 years ago. So
15.
I looked it up. Daines was sworn in, I think it was 2015. So in other words, this girl is like 13, 14 years old now. And I wonder if she would have anything to say. But
we'll never know because nobody's going to ask that question.
Nobody's going to ask that question. No.
Wow, that is creepy. That's creepier than I remembered it being. I mean, we all know that he sniffs people's hair and he's touchy and feely, but that's disturbing. Wow. 888-900-3393, and he could be your next president of the United States of America. So congratulations. Congratulations on that. New York Times is trying to make a big deal out of Donald Trump's tax returns, his tax records. They've gotten all kinds of data from the last 20 years, apparently, for President Trump and his companies. And he's refused to release this information. Some of the key findings, according to the New York Times, he paid no federal income taxes in 11 of 18 years. In 2017, after he became president, his tax bill was $750, not $750,000 or $750 million, $750. He has reduced his tax bill with questionable measures, they say, including a $72.9 million tax refund that's the subject of an audit by the IRS. Is it legal? If it's legal, it's not questionable.
No. I mean, I don't understand, if it is illegal, then we'll find out, won't we? But
yes.
Right now, he's just taking advantage of
the tax law.
Tax code that sucks.
Exactly right.
Why wouldn't you? Does anybody send more money than they want to knowingly to the IRS on April 15th?
Wasn't there a story about that a few years ago? There's been like one person in the last 30 years that's done that. One.
Wow.
Here, I sent you a little extra because I think you need it. One person has done that. It's a nation of 350 million people now. One person. Many of his signature businesses, including his golf courses, we knew this before he was elected, lose money. Okay? They lose large amounts of money, and he uses those to lower his taxes. What wealthy person doesn't do that? What person with multiple businesses, and some of them are losing money, don't keep them because that helps them tax-wise? They say the financial pressure on him is increasing. Hundreds of millions of dollars in loans he personally guaranteed are soon coming due. Like $470 million worth is coming due in 2022, I think. But even while declaring losses, he's managed to enjoy a lavish lifestyle. Do you know he lives in a 50,000 square foot home? Do you know that? That White House that's on Pennsylvania Avenue, that's where he lives.
Is that right?
That's where he lives, yeah.
Is it love it or leave it? Is that what it is? We're gonna or love it or list it? Sorry,
yeah, it's love it or list it.
Screwed that up, didn't I?
Well, since it's not his to list, I'm pretty sure he won't be listing it anytime soon.
He's gonna love it.
Yeah, he's gonna love it. They've already done some remodeling, of course. They just remodeled the Rose Garden, and the leftists went nuts on that.
Oh, that's right.
They went crazy.
They were finding hidden shapes and stuff in the bushes and stuff.
So ridiculous.
So good.
Even while declaring losses, he's managed to enjoy this lavish lifestyle by taking tax deductions on what most people would consider personal expenses. Well, it doesn't matter what most people consider. It matters what is in the tax code. If residences, aircraft, and hairstyling for TV are in the tax code, why wouldn't you take those deductions?
Not only that, but this was Obama's stimulus policies. I was reading an article this morning. I'm trying to find the paragraph that really stood out. But I love this. He paid, let's see, when he filed his income taxes for 2009, he could seek a refund, not just of the $13.3 million he had paid back in 2007, but also the combined $56.9 million that he paid in 2005 and 2006. So it was the Obama policies that went into effect that allowed him to go back and say, oh, you mean I can get that money back?
Really?
Okay. So he paid them, but then Obama's policies led to the huge refund, making it seem like he paid nothing.
Amazing. And then they whine about it. They go into Ivanka's consulting fees, As president, he's received more money from foreign sources and U.S. interest groups than previously known. The records, get this, I'm sure this pained them to admit, but the New York Times actually includes, the records do not reveal any previously unreported connections to Russia. How about that? So that's what they were hoping for. They were mostly hoping for connections to Russia. That he's getting all kinds of money. He's on the take from somebody in Russia, some oligarch or the government itself. He's got some tie with Putin. They found none of that. Nothing. And that had to gall them.
Yeah, and as long as we're talking about filling out your tax forms, has anyone ever checked that box to give money to a presidential campaign? It's got to be the biggest waste of ink on paper ever.
Yeah. This will not increase your tax burden. Yeah, I don't care. I'm still not.
You don't want to give to the tax fund, to the presidential tax?
Not even if it's $1 for me and my wife. No, thank you.
It's literally the dumbest line on and there's a lot of competition for dumbest line on the IRS tax form, but that one takes the cake.
Now, it's important to remember, according to the New York Times, that the returns are not an unvarnished look at Mr. Trump's business activity. They're instead his own portrayal of his companies compiled for the IRS, but they do offer the most detailed picture yet available. It was my thought from the beginning that one of the problems with Trump and turning over his records is because I don't think he's as wealthy as he says. Mm-hmm. And that's what this seems to indicate. And it's not conclusive, but it looks like he's not even a billionaire, according to these records.
I mean, that could be totally the motivation for him wanting to keep them under wraps.
And he wants you. He can't stand you thinking he's not a billionaire. He can't stand that. I don't know what it is about that, but he's got a thing with that. He wants you to know that he's worth $10 billion and not a penny less. Not a penny less. But these tax records don't seem to back that up. We'll see. I don't know. But does it matter? It doesn't. If he's doing legal things with his tax returns, this is a complete non-story. And it doesn't seem like the New York Times actually found anything that would lead you to believe otherwise. That he's done anything other than take advantage of the tax breaks that he has coming to him because of the tax code.
Yeah, and he even made the comment this weekend. What was it? Something like just, look, wait for the audit. It'll all, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but something along the lines, it all makes sense or something like that. And he has said stuff like that before, that if you're patient and you wait, this stuff does play out the way he predicts.
True. Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see. But that was my thought process the whole time, is that he's just not. He's not as wealthy as he wants us to believe. Because that's his thing. For whatever reason, maybe because of his upbringing, I think he attaches his self-esteem to how much money he has. And if he doesn't have the money he says, then it hurts his self-esteem. So,
yep.
That's just my
I think that's a
$3 analysis there, psychoanalysis.
Oh, so you checked the box on the old IRS form, because I think that's what it is.
$3?
I think it's a $3.
Is it $3 now? Because it used to only be $1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's more than that now.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, probably. Inflation probably is.
I'm going to look this up now. Now I got to know on the tax form. What is it? Jeez. $3, yeah.
$3.
Yeah.
Now, does that come out of my refund?
Right?
Because that pisses me off if it does now, because it didn't used to. So I wonder if that's changed as well. You should look into that. Look into whether you're paying that $3.
I seriously want to know, has anyone in history checked the $3 presidential campaign box?
Oh, I bet Democrats do it all the time. I bet they do it all the time.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
It makes more sense paying more, like that one person did. Like, oh, look, we have a debt. I want to help pay it off. Mm-hmm. But the $3 presidential campaign box is just dumb.
Yeah, but like you said, there's a lot of competition on the IRS forms for dumbness. Picking out the stupidest thing on there would be really difficult. 888-900-3393. This is interesting. More gay men are supporting Donald Trump than you probably think. Earlier this month, gay social network Hornet surveyed 10,000 users from around the world. They were asked their thoughts on the upcoming 2020 election, including who they'd be voting for in November. If they're U.S. citizens, they were asked. Or who would they be voting for if they could? And the data obtained from American gay men in particular was quite telling and surprising, at least to the... See, I don't think it's surprising at all.
Yeah.
I think he's very gay friendly, and he's always been gay friendly. Of the American men Hornet surveyed, 51% pledged their support for Joe Biden in the upcoming election. 45% acknowledged they are gay men for Trump. 45%? I bet that stuns people. That places the percentage of gay men for Trump higher than what's seen in the United States electorate overall, which has been supporting the incumbent, 42 to 43%, according to the national polling data. Another surprise, 10% of the American gay men who took a Hornet survey say they do not support Donald Trump at all, but will vote for him nonetheless. I guess that's a thing of them not liking Biden? I don't know. Like, who else are we gonna vote for? Is that what that is?
I don't know. It just you could get into the psychology of gay men, I guess, but I just think that they see Trump for what he is. I mean, he loves this country and he's gonna stick up for it,
and he does.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be some of the fact that a lot of gay men live in urban centers where a lot of this chaos is happening right now.
That's true.
And they see him more as a law and order type president than what Biden and President Harris would be. The Harris administration would just let this stuff run rampant. I think Trump's just waiting for a re-election to crack down.
All right, we'll see. And the big debate happens tomorrow night.
Yay!
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. All right, got some tweets here from the Steve 42. I smell a bingo square. Stupid bastards.
Yeah, I see that one.
It could happen. Reality check. That clip of Biden molesting that little child should be a commercial that runs every half hour on national TV. It's so appalling. And it's obvious to even a blind man what he's doing. Swankthink tweets, Biden's living up to Alex Jones' claims of the pedophile government. Tobin for Pope campaign. Just to be clear, a bunch of ancient, swamp-dwelling career bureaucrats are complaining that Trump, while he was a private citizen, complied with the tax laws they wrote and passed. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening with the New York Times. USSA News, notice how they don't mention Trump's donation of $1.6 million from not taking his presidential salary. Yeah, not one word of that. Not a word. You never hear a word about that, in fact, unless it's on Fox. That's about the only place that anybody will ever mention.
No. And CNN, of course, is trying to get that number, $750 emblazoned in your brain before you go to the polls. That's their big push this morning.
And he's holding up a sign that says 421 million. I think that's the number of, I think that's how much he borrowed was 421 million. That's, yeah, and that comes due in 2022. So I'm not sure that he's swimming in cash right now. Jeffy's 18 Spoons tweets, leftists complain about Trump benefiting from the tax code because their intentions were for only leftists to benefit from the tax code. Mm-hmm. And from No Scrumptious Cookies in Tampa.
Need to fix that.
Yeah, that'll be fixed soon. Like a month or so.
All right.
Donald Trump is out there with his real ones, getting tax monies from Obama policies.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's what's happening. Keith's friend Paul, whose tweets we read a few times.
The text, yeah.
Oh, it's not a tweet, it's a text.
No, he gets these texts from...
the Democrats send him texts all the time.
Democrat Party in Nebraska.
Somehow he got on their mailing list. He probably signed up for it so he could be a smartass.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
No, he just the opportunity arises and he responds to the call.
So the Democrat Party of Nebraska tweeted out or texted out to him. Hi, Paul. It's Jennifer with the Nebraska Dems. The election is right around the corner, and I wanted to check in. Will you be supporting Joe Biden for president in the upcoming election?
Uh-oh, and then what did Paul do?
Sorry, Jennifer. Kanye's my guy. I'm actually a campaign worker for him and have been texting on his behalf. What about you? Can Kanye count on your vote?
Oh, no. And what did Jennifer from the Nebraska Democratic Party say?
Thanks for letting me know. Just to confirm, is this Paul? We want to make sure we remove the right person from our list. I only talk in Kanye gifts. It's my thing.
And then he keeps sending him Kanye gifts.
Okay, please let me know if there's an issue you care about or are willing to discuss. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day.
And
then Paul tweets out or texts again. I'm increasingly concerned with the proliferation of presidential candidates with clear signs of dementia. Not something to really joke about, but come on. Is this really the best our two-party system can come up with?
And then there's the picture of Joe Biden completely out to lunch.
And then she tweets, thanks for the information. Have a nice day. And then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what you got to do. You got to have fun with these people. Waste their time.
Yeah, it's
Because the longer you can keep them on the line, the less time that they're spending getting your neighbor to vote for Joe Biden.
Absolutely. The more you can mess up the Democratic Party with their little, the wheels of their propaganda, the better it is. Just stop those wheels for a while.
I would love to see one of these rooms or buildings or whatever where these people are just sitting there texting random strangers.
Yeah.
That's got to be a job.
Probably a lot of parents' basements, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there in their underwear, texting out all this stuff for Biden. 888-900-3393. We got to sing in church over the weekend. Did you guys? Did you? Of course, are you a heathen that doesn't happen to attend?
Yeah, that's right.
They actually said we can now sing in church, and we did. So
good.
I hope I'm not jeopardizing our freedom now.
You're a stage ahead of us. We opened our doors back up because we had briefly opened our doors up, I think 1 or 2 Sundays maybe, and then they shut the thing down again. But yesterday they opened them back up, and you have to have a mask on.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, to which me and several other prisoners are like, yeah, you know what? Why don't you call me when the mask thing is done, and then I'll come back. So it's NFL pregame shows for me right now. I mean, I'm watching the service online.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At the house.
Because do they show it online? Ours does. You can watch ours if yours doesn't.
No, we do.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it's on my to-do list later today.
Okay, you're going to watch the...
Yeah. I'm going to watch today's sermon, or yesterday's sermon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sniff afterward, although I really wanted to. No, I'll watch it later. Yes.
Did your wife do the...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
About once a month.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the assistant pastor. So
I was surprised we could sing again because the numbers are steady again in Texas. But they said the numbers limit is gone and you can sing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Mm-hmm. So we can have everybody who goes to the church can now come to the church, and you can actually sing while you're there. But you still have to wear the mask.
Wait, so you're singing through the mask?
Yes.
I can't.
Yes, singing through the mask.
I can't take
That's why I did not sing.
Insanity.
I can barely breathe through the mask. I can't sing through it. I'm sorry. I'm suffocating here as it is. It's all I can think of to get this mask off of me. So I'm not going to sing.
This is out of control, man.
Yeah, I know.
And what was
I'm tired of it.
Can we have the new numbers? Do you have the numbers from the CDC on Friday? The death rate of the COVID numbers?
No, what are they?
Those are put that tweet up if you got it there. We got that? Look at that.
COVID-19 survival rates per the CDC, 0 to 19.
Ages.
Okay, so babies to 19-year-olds, 99.997 survive.
That's if you contract it.
If you contract it. If you contract it and you're 20 to 49, you only have a 99.98 survival rate. 99.98%. That's like a death wish right there. You're practically dead.
Now, what if your age is 50 to 69 and you get the virus?
I mean, it's all the way down to 99.5%.
Okay. Now, if you get the virus and you're 70 or older.
Plus, well, again, it's a death notice. You might as well just lay down in your grave. 94.6% survival rate. Not death rate.
Okay.
Survival rate.
Survival rate.
Again, that's from the CDC.
Yeah, so we shut down our society.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible.
And
when you look at these kinds of stats, sure, it looks overblown. But, you need to talk to, I don't know, like Dr. Fauci, and he'll set you right again. Mm-hmm. He'll get you right back on track.
But you wear that mask, yo.
Wow.
Wear that mask everywhere.
And we are. We are.
The thought occurred to me over the weekend, people that say you should wear a mask to protect you, what I'm saying? Like, I'm wearing a mask to protect you. I don't buy that. I mean, you hate me. You yell at me if I'm not wearing a mask. I don't trust that you're sincere, that you really care about me. You want me to be controlled the way you're allowing yourself to be controlled. That's all it is. And I'm sick of it. And we have destroyed a society, an economy. Kids are scarred for life. This is madness. Over, what was the death rate? 99.998 survival rate among the average aged American?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is opportunistic and it's gross.
My two oldest boys are in a soccer league, or a softball, in a softball league.
Uh-huh.
And so I went to their game on Friday night.
Did they win?
It was, they did actually 10-7.
All right, good.
But not one person. It was one of those big softball complexes where there's all kinds of fields.
Yeah.
And then like a complex of concession stands in the middle of it. And so there's quite a few people there. I mean, if you counted up all the people in all the different fields that are watching the games, plus the players, there had to be several hundred people there.
Yeah.
Not one was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It felt like real life again. It felt like this is normal life.
I see this every weekend at my daughter's softball game. They split a doubleheader, by the way. And I'm seeing a few people that have masks on, and you know what they are? They're elderly. They should be wearing masks.
Right.
Absolutely. That makes total sense. But for the most part, like you said, 99.998% of us are living our lives. Mm-hmm. It feels
and
good
not
to
wearing
see
masks.
that.
It does. It was refreshing.
Yeah.
Really nice to see people who are just living their life, just being normal.
And now they're saying that the stupid virus is so smart, that it's outsmarting our
it can
masks.
sneak right around the edges of your mask and shoot right straight up your nose into your brain. That's what happens. That's what happens.
That's
kills you instantly.
Yeah. So they're laying the groundwork for the vaccine now.
Of course
they're saying the vaccine's coming.
That's right.
And Atomic Mom, who is a pathead on Twitter, she sent this story that just talked about how the governor of New Mexico is saying, we're about to have a mandatory vaccine for teachers, healthcare workers, those and that. I mean, it's beginning.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
Buckle up, gang.
Also, a Maryland man who threw a party at his house was arrested and is going to serve a year in jail for doing it. A year in jail because he had a get-together at his house. Now, granted, there were 50 people there, and in one case, even more than that. I guess they showed up at his house a couple of times. They showed up at his house and shut it down, and they sent everybody home. So went home. Then a few days later, he decided, no, I'm going to have the party again. And so he invited his friends over again. And again, the police were called. And again, the police shut him down. But this time they arrested him. And he has been sentenced to a year in jail and ordered to pay a fine of $5,000 because he had a get-together at his house. So there you go. That's what we're dealing with this mask situation, with the mandates, with this kind of lunacy that we just accept now. We're just, that's, we're all in this together.
So wait a minute. Did he force these 50 people to come to his house?
No, I don't think so.
He dragged them there?
I don't think so. I think he just invited them.
They use their free will.
Free will. Yeah, and they're adults.
Show up at this house.
Yeah. And so,
this guy needs a good lawyer.
Yeah, he does.
Let's make a case of this right now. This is out of hand, man. This is out of control.
But this is great because somebody who was abiding by the mask mandate set fire to a Catholic church in Tampa, and they're not. Fortunately, they're not going to jail for that. Masked man broke into the Incarnation Catholic Church northwest of Tampa last weekend, set fire to the interior before fleeing. Surveillance video shows a shirtless but masked person, so that was good. And he was social distanced. There was nobody else around him. throwing projectiles to break a glass window on the church to gain access to the building on a Friday night around 10:30. Wearing long pants, white sneakers, and a surgical mask, the man entered the church carrying a large bottle in his hands. Proceeded to pour clear liquid on the 3 wooden pews and then set fire to them before running away as the flames began to rise. In all, the man was in the church for no more than 3 minutes. But again, he wore a mask, so everything's fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Everything's fine.
Conscientious.
Yes. The church's pastor, Father Michael Cormier, said that he considered closing the church for the weekend and canceling Sunday Mass in order to have the damage work done to the damaged pews. But we thought if we did that, evil would win. Yeah, good for you. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have Mass for one weekend, and evil would win. We've been struck down by this, but not destroyed. In the end, evil never wins. Oh, I hope that's true. So, still looking for the guy, but I don't see that he'll be arrested or certainly tried and convicted because he was wearing the mask.
Sure, I mean if he had
that's
walked
what was
in
important.
There, right?
Yeah, if he had a naked face when he went in there, well, yeah then I mean obviously you go after him.
Put him in the slammer. Yep.
Right, because then he doesn't care about people's well-being, and you can't have that. Am I right? I mean,
you're right. You're totally right.
So, all right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Racco tweets, my question for Pat is, did you get a speeding ticket on your way to church this week? No, I did not, but thank you for asking. Appreciate the concern there. I actually caught myself doing 43 in that same area and then thought, I don't want this to happen a second week in a row, so I slowed down very quickly.
Wait a minute. You got a speeding ticket the week before?
Yeah, on my way to church.
Well,
yeah, I did.
Oh, no. Oh, boy, you're just too
He actually gave me a warning on the speeding ticket, but I didn't have my license with me.
Wait!
And I didn't have my proof of insurance with me. Now, I have both insurance and a license, obviously. So
wait a minute.
He's like, but the officer was so accommodating. He's like, do you have a photo of yourself or like a picture ID, a picture of your license, or
did you show him cleavage? How did you do this, man?
Well, my wife was with me. She wasn't showing cleavage, but she's beautiful, and that might have.
It totally makes sense now that you would get out of this ticket. I did not understand how you.
I know.
Got pulled over for speeding.
Yes.
Did not have a license.
Yeah.
Did not have your insurance. I wondered if you propositioned. I don't know what's going
Showed
on
him
here.
a little leggage.
Right.
Yeah. No.
And then now you tell us the rest.
Yeah. Well, Jackie was sitting right next to me.
Sitting right next to you. Okay, it makes sense now.
And every time she's been pulled over 10 times.
Right.
I mean, she tries to make it out like I'm just the scofflaw in the family, but she's been pulled over 10 times, and in every case got a warning. Every single time.
Fascinating.
Each and every time. Yes, it is fascinating. So, is it fair? No, it is not.
Now, she's not with you.
No.
And you're cited for speeding, driving without a license, no proof of insurance.
Car's probably impounded.
Yeah, he's probably like,
sitting in jail.
Oh, look, your taillight's out, buddy.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yep.
So, my goodness. But how do you travel without okay, the license, maybe you leave it at home. That's happened to everybody. Who among us, right?
Right.
But don't you keep the insurance card in there?
Yes.
It's just in the glove compartment?
I had one. It was just the expired one.
Oh, okay. Well, now, if you've got a cool cop, they'll just call it in.
Yes.
And say, okay, it's
They
up
can
to
also
date.
do that for the license. Buddy gave me the ticket on that. So.
Oh, you did get the ticket?
I did get the ticket on the
I'm
no
sorry.
license.
I thought you got completely.
No, I didn't get complete. I didn't completely skate, but I was pretty happy to skate on the speeding ticket because that's the worst one.
How much is the license?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you're about to find out. It's not the worst one.
Yeah, probably.
I'm
probably
look that up right now.
Probably don't. No.
I'll just keep it to myself.
Right. From Kyle P. Keith, after that Falcons game, I'm sure you wish you watched the service.
Yep,
the church service. Yeah.
Should have done some more praying before that game.
Amy, what's her face tweets, the mask is to protect you from my freedoms.
Nice.
Discarded giblet tissue. The guy arrested for the party should have held a protest instead. Yes, if they just would have had an anti-Trump sign at the party, that would have been fine, right? Or how about no justice, no peace? Yeah, we're just here, we're gathered together to protest for BLM. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
A ticket.
Keep doing it. See you later, citizens. Yeah, one. Just keep that in mind. If you're going to do a party at your house, just print up a no justice, no peace sign. You're all set.
Just have a couple of poster boards tucked away so if the blue lights pull up,
right?
Then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, no. We're just, in fact, I don't even know whose house this is. We're about to loot it, actually. Oh, carry on then. Sorry.
Yeah, just pick up a couch and act like you're carrying it out the door, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Corey Pa tweets about the numbers we just gave on the COVID survival rates. Always misleading. To be consistent, these numbers should read to the same decimal place: 0 to 19, 100% survival; 20 to 49, 100%; 50 to 69, 99.5%; and 70 plus, 94.6%. Probably true. And let's not forget, almost every one of these deaths had pre-existing conditions, obesity, some kind of factor that contributed to the death there. In only 6% of COVID death has it only been COVID-19. So, I mean, that should tell you something.
Yep. So I'm just... I can't find where I think you were pulled over, but I can say the city of Fort Worth gonna be a couple $100
for the driver's license.
Yeah,
you can't just show them the driver's license. I have it.
I mean, maybe. I'm just trying to ruin your day, though.
Yeah, thank you.
That's my goal.
It wasn't in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's all I could find. That's the only one that. I love how Fort Worth can't tell us anything about the traffic projects they're working on, but. Easy to find in Google, a list of how much you're going to owe us. Got it.
Great. That's great. All right, by the way, over at the patheadshop.com, we're running a 15% sale right now on hoodies, sweatshirts, winter hats, jackets. At checkout, use the promo code STAYWARM15. STAYWARM15, and you're going to save 15%.
Look at this.
All right.
Look at this, man. See, you got the winter hat here. Boy, I cannot center this. See, look at that. You got all sorts of colors. 5 colors. You get the red, the green, the navy blue, the gray.
They do have the red and green now?
Yeah, just added them back in there. And cool hoodies like this Moron Trivia one.
Okay.
You got to love it. And,
awesome.
Yeah, so stay warm with Pat, if you will.
And I will. I think I will. In more World Gone Mad news, Spotify employees want to edit Joe Rogan's show. Now, you might remember we had this story a while ago, a couple of months ago, I think. Joe Rogan jumped all over to Spotify because, well, they offered him $100 million. And who wouldn't say, okay, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, you can pay me $100 million to do my podcast at your place. I don't mind that. But now some of the employees at Spotify think that they are entitled to edit, and I guess they've done this in a couple of cases, to edit his show. Things that they don't like, take out of it. Wow. They're demanding that this happen or threatening to walk. I mean, apparently the head of the CEO at Spotify is saying no to them, but they should all be fired.
Seriously.
I mean, this is exactly what happens when you cave into these little darlings and their little hissy fits that they have. They believe they have the right to do these things. Hey, little pumpkins, Joe has a $100 million deal, which I'm guessing is just slightly more than all of you make combined, probably. So needless to say, your CEO is not going to take kindly to breaching that guy's contract that he would then have to pay off in its entirety.
Joe Rogan's probably daring them.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
Whatever happened to the integrity of Joe Rogan's art? Right? This is the same crowd that says, don't you dare touch that movie.
Yeah.
Don't you edit this,
You leave those F words.
Yeah.
You leave those brains splattering all over the wall.
Yeah.
Or we'll sue you within an inch of your life. We'll take your business from you.
But that's also the same group that tries to airbrush the guns in E.T. out and put in walkie-talkies. I don't understand the consistency here.
Yeah, there is none.
But leave the integrity of his show. It's his show, man.
His show, yeah. But they just think they have the right to do all this because, I don't know, Twitter. I don't know. I guess that's what it is.
That's the answer to everything.
Because Twitter. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Obi-Gyne Kenobi tweets, when the officer asked for a picture, should have taken the opportunity to plug the show. I sure do. You can see me every weekday, 6 to 8 Central Time, 7 to 9 Eastern on Blaze TV, promo code Pat.
Look at that.
That's me.
Is that
that's
the promotions department that wrote that tweet? Appreciate that.
Yeah, I like to do it. Hey, don't you know who I am, officer? Come on now. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Call me Dr. Doom tweets, perhaps you did not get a ticket because you gave the police a super scrumptious cookie. Yeah, I wish I would have had one. That would have...
You got to keep those...
I wouldn't have gotten any ticket if I had given him a scrumptious cookie.
Keep fresh... always keep a fresh scrumptious cookie batch in the back.
A little bribery? Yeah, never hurt anybody. NASA astronaut Kate Rubins is going to cast her next vote from space, more than 200 miles above the Earth. She's just outside Moscow in Star City, Russia, preparing with 2 cosmonauts for a mid-October launch and a 6-month stay at the International Space Station. She said, I think it's really important for everybody to vote. If we can do it from space, then I believe folks can do it from the ground, too. Yeah, you would think that'd be possible, sure. Most U.S. astronauts live in Houston, and Texas law allows them to vote from space using a secure electronic ballot.
Texas law.
That's cool.
That's funny. Mission
Control forwards the ballot to the space station and relays the completed ballot back to the county clerk. So it's obviously happened before. Mm-hmm. It's critical to participate in our democracy. We don't have a democracy, Puddin'. We consider it an honor to be able to vote from space. NASA, as I said, has done this before. Rubins and Shane Kimbrough cast their votes from the International Space Station.
Cool.
Have you heard of this weird thing, space blindness? I just found out that our astronauts are having a really bad time with their vision getting worse when they're in space for a long period of time.
While they're in space or once they come back?
While they're in space.
Both, or?
While they're in space. Apparently, because of the zero gravity, some sort of liquid that would normally, sort of flow through your body pools up in the eye area.
Has this been going on for the 50, 60 years we've been out there?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it's just worse now because we're spending more time in space, like at the International Space Station and things. And sometimes, I guess, when they get back into gravity, sometimes it gets better and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, man.
So they're really concerned about that with the Mars flight and going to Mars because, it's a really long time. You're going to be gone at least 2 years, probably more than that, maybe 3.
Oh, and so just these missions right now that are however long, it's bad enough as it is with the eyesight, huh?
Yeah. And they don't really know what to do about it yet. They're still trying to figure that out.
They could send a
really
eye doctor on the next flight, maybe
maybe a space optometrist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the flight. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Just a thought.
Also, NASA has laid out a $28 billion plan to land the first woman on the moon. Jeez, why does it cost so much to send a woman to the moon?
How much is it?
Do they have to take all her makeup? Is that what it is? Oh, it does.
Oh, sir. Yeah, that must be what it is.
It's got to be her and her stylist.
Yeah.
Her hairdresser.
Well, and her shoes, too, right?
Yeah, don't forget about the shoes.
How many suitcases?
Right,
what do you got in here? Bars of gold?
That's just my shoes.
Oh, $28 billion of taxpayer money later. We're orbiting, baby.
The mission is named Artemis after the Greek goddess of the moon and the twin sister of Apollo.
Oh, that's cute, but why are we going with gender identification here?
I don't know. It's the antithesis of the NASA mission, which last landed humans on the moon. Only 12 humans, all male, all men, have ever walked on the moon, and they were all Americans, too. All of them.
Wow.
Why is that? Because other countries can't get there. That's why. Currently, there are just 12 active women astronauts, excluding the 5 other female astronauts who graduated from training earlier this year. Now, the Artemis program is set to search for and potentially extract resources such as water from the moon, which can be converted into other usable resources like oxygen and fuel. NASA also hopes to develop new mobility capabilities that will allow astronauts to explore new regions of the moon.
All right.
That sounds really cool.
That sounds fun.
$28 billion, though. People are going to cry about it. Oh, we can better spend that money here on Earth. There's people starving here on Earth.
Yeah.
Why are we spending $28 billion going to the moon when we need that money here on Earth? Mm-hmm. Here on Earth, we need that money. Right here on Earth.
Well, we're going to go build stuff on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that hopefully you won't burn down with your little BLM Antifa buddies. Maybe you can't get up there. And
when you burn everything down here, we're going to have to go there.
Got to put stuff out of reach from the cats.
Somebody's got to prepare it for when you burn this thing down. So you've already said you're burning it all down, right?
That's right.
So
$28 billion. And what's the timetable on that? Do we know? 2024. What are we up to?
2024. Mm-hmm. They have not changed. They've not gone off of that date. And I don't know how they're going to make it. It's already 2020. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. But in 4 years, we're going to go to the moon. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I hope so. I really hope so. Because, I don't know, 50 years ago we were able to do that.
Look.
And now we can't.
These things take time.
Yeah, they do. I know.
I know. Math is hard. Who do you think's going to be president when we get to Mars?
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you hear that the future president, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, endorsed Joe Biden?
Did he really? Oh, jeez.
What a dummy. I mean, he could have played it right down the middle, Mr. Independent, and he could have been a factor in 2024, and now nobody's going to forget that.
Nope. Wow, that's not good.
No, that's
not good.
Yeah.
I thought he was a Republican. Everybody's telling me he's Republican. He's conservative.
Oh, yeah.
And you're so Republican and conservative, you're voting for Joe Biden? That's an absolute catastrophe. I don't know if you're aware of that, Dwayne. Gosh, no wonder he's the Rock. He's got a head made of rock. Joe Biden.
Oh, no.
Just stupid. Stupid.
Oh, wait a minute. If this page would stop loading and the text would stay still for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He took to Instagram yesterday, where he shared a video of a virtual conversation he had with the 2 Democratic candidates and officially gave them his public endorsement. Quote, "I'm going to be pushing this political conversation just a little bit more." Talks about how he has friends in both parties and then goes on to endorse.
Yes, friends in both parties. Really? Like who?
Listen to this. "You've led, in my opinion, with great compassion and heart and drive, but also soul," he said of Biden.
Okay.
So there you go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, that's like I said, he should just lay low, man.
Yeah, he's got a head of rock. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, so do many U.S. senators like Richard Blumenthal, who was on with Wolf Blitzer over the weekend on CNN talking about the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett. Of course, it's illegitimate. Here's that discussion.
What are the Republicans doing that is illegal or illegitimate? Because the Constitution says the president has to nominate Supreme Court justices, the Senate has to advise and consent and confirm. So what is illegal about what the president and the Republicans are doing? You say it's illegitimate.
It is illegitimate. It's illegitimate.
Where does it say, Senator, where does it say that's illegitimate in the U.S. Constitution or in the law? Where does it say that what they're doing, the Republicans, is illegal?
Illegal, it may be not under the Constitution, under the norms and traditions and unwritten rules of the Senate. It is illegitimate.
But you agree that there's nothing illegal or totally illegitimate as to what they're doing.
It may not.
It may
violate
not.
The letter of the Constitution.
Okay.
Hold on. Illegal, it may be not. Right? Is that what it said?
Something like
Illegal, it may be not.
It may be not. Okay, maybe I don't have a point, an actual legitimate point on this being illegitimate, but I'm going to continue to make it anyway, Wolf, because I don't like the pick, and I don't want him to do it.
Right.
Okay, yes, it's perfectly constitutional. It's perfectly legal. I just don't want him to.
Is Blumenthal reading for the line of Yoda? Is he trying to...
Illegal? It may be not. Yes.
What?
Illegal? It may be not. Yes. No. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or no.
No.
Maybe.
No. Yes.
I tell you. And Wolf Blitzer, every now and then, man, he
every
holds
now and then.
Democrats' feet to the fire. Like maybe he was hangry or something.
Yeah, he did there.
Yeah.
He actually did his job as a journalist. Hey, what's illegitimate about it? Show me that in the Constitution. Well, it may be not in the Constitution, but it's in my head right now that it shouldn't be happening, Wolf. I mean, that's all they've got, is that they just don't want it to happen. That's the only thing they have. And boys and girls, that's not enough.
Yeah, the dying wish clause. Still,
Yes.
they've had over a week, and they still haven't been able to locate that.
No, they haven't.
It's not that long of a document.
Yeah, but she said it with her dying wish. It was her last words. It was the last thing RBG said. You can't go against a last wish, a person's dying wish. Yeah, we can. It's not really binding. That doesn't hold up in court. I'm sorry.
If we could produce a tape of her saying it, does that make it legal?
Now,
then?
still, even then, no. But I'd like to hear it if you have it, because I don't even believe she said it.
Right, exactly.
But produce that tape, and then we'll say, yeah, still not enough. That's not how this works. So,
Or they are desperate. They know they've lost this fight before it even started.
yeah, and they're pissed, and so they're hoping that the threats and the stomping of their feet and the whining and the crying is going to stop Republicans, because it has in the past, frankly. It's worked on Republicans in the past.
But they've got Trump as a backstop. And
Yep. And I don't think it's going to work this time.
he's more than happy to fight.
Yeah, he can do what they don't have the giblets to do. And he is doing that. I mean, for him to go ahead with Amy Coney Barrett right now, when they're yelling and screaming and threatening to burn the entire thing down, that's pretty... That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. He's got some giblets. So we'll see what happens. 888-900-3393. Revisiting, Keith had a filling up his gas tank story.
Oh, yeah. Remember
a few days ago.
I mentioned last week how back when the price of oil really tanked. So I filled up my entire tank for less than $5 because I had that $1 off and gas was already crazy. I was getting it for a quarter. There it is, 25 cents a gallon. So I just set that up as the price of gas was really cheap.
Look at that, $25.9.
Remember that? Those were the days. Actually, those were
I don't
terrible.
think even I remember that.
Those were terrible days. That was early May. I believe it was May 4th or so. Anyway.
Well, I mean, there were good days when it really was that price at the gas pump.
You didn't want it to last too long. But yeah, so that kind of...
There was a time when in Montana, when I first started driving, it wasn't much more than that. Maybe like 31 cents a gallon, something like that.
Yep, I paid 59 cents a gallon. Yeah, in February of 1999. Austell, Georgia. Remember that?
99 was, I think, the last time we ever paid less than $1 anywhere in the U.S. I think. Unless there was just a brief moment here and there where you had a price war or something among gas war. But, yeah, it's been a while.
So gas...
It's been a while.
...is something that has been in the news in California lately because that awesome governor, oh my gosh, that Gavin Newsom guy, he's pretty cool. He has this new rule now with his...
with gas-fueled cars. We're going to end them by 2035.
You can't sell...
Well, you know why? What? Climate change. I mean, look at the climate change. Look what's happening with climate change. Climate change is going to kill us in less than 10 years. We've got less than 10 years to significantly alter the climate on this planet.
So wait, but it's going to be 15 years before we ban gas-powered vehicles.
That's why it's not good enough. This is not good enough.
Obviously.
What Newsom is doing.
Okay.
It should be by next year. It should be right now.
It should be tomorrow.
We don't have time anymore, and I think we learned that, from what's-her-face. We learned that from Greta Van Valkenburg or whatever her name is.
Yeah, that's her.
We learned that from Greta.
How dare you, girl? That's what she is.
Now, she's told us that we can't afford not to do these things. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear, I can't change my car from gas to electric that quick. Yes, you can. Or we're all going to die. Okay? Don't you get it? Don't you get it?
Don't you get it?
Don't you get it? Let's see. Yeah, because here's what he's saying. He signed an executive order that directs the California Air Resources Board, or CARB, which is cute.
That is something. That's adorable, right?
It's adorable. CARB will establish regulations requiring that all new cars and passenger trucks sold in California in 2035 be zero-emission vehicles. The move comes as California experiences historic wildfires, of course, consume more than 3.6 million acres already. He reportedly emphasized the role of climate change in driving the fires, while Republicans have focused on a need to better manage forests in the state. Newsom announced he was asking state lawmakers to implement a fracking ban, too, by 2024. That's really good.
I mean, you're smart.
Yeah. Get rid of fracking. That would be brilliant, because that's only, saved our economy. But stopped well short of directing his own oil and gas regulators to stop approving fracking permits.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's interesting. Is there a number of people who can call, Ivan?
Yeah.
Residents would still be able to own gas-fueled vehicles and sell them on the used market, but the governor's order is sure to give rise to questions surrounding the logistics and equity of the transition from internal combustion engines in car-dependent California. The state would join 15 other countries that are already phasing out gas-fueled vehicles. Why? Climate change.
Oh, of course.
Climate change. Do you know how hot it was here over the weekend? It was in the 70s. Sometimes the upper 70s, like 77, 78 degrees in Texas in September, like we're approaching late September now.
Mm-hmm.
So normally it would be still in the 90s. But it's gotten so hot that it's swung all the way around back to cool again. And that's when it gets really dangerous, as you know, because it's likely to start snowing now.
Oh, really?
And, yes.
Is that in the forecast?
Yes. No, but it's going to be.
Yeah. That CARB board there in California, that's not good enough. I mean, they want
That's not good enough. Nope. We need to switch this right now. Right now. Newsom said, we're not taking anything away. Well, you're taking away the gas-powered engines. What are you talking about?
This is a great quote. Finish this quote.
We're providing an abundance of new choices and new technology.
New choices. You don't get an old choice. It's only new choices now.
That's how he's making that case. That's good. Yeah, that's really good.
And this is totally him appealing to his base, signing an order that he will not be held accountable for because it doesn't happen until 2035. It's somebody else's problem.
Yep.
But the Babylon Bee, as always, said it best. Quote, state with no electricity orders everyone to drive cars that run on electricity.
Oh, man. They are good.
They're good. Yeah.
And the sad thing is, it's true. It's true. That's not even parody anymore.
That's not parody.
It's just plain true. That's why, they live in a state that is so great with its resources and with the things to do and the weather and still people are leaving by the thousands and hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, and they're coming here.
Stop. Sadly. Jeez.
Go home.
Now, Texas, that's what's making, I think, Texas not one of the happiest states in the nation. We're right smack in the middle at 25. The happiest states in the USA, right now, who would you think is the happiest state in America?
I'm going to go with South Dakota.
Are you?
Or Wyoming. Somewhere in the...
Okay. You're going in the West, which is... It's a good...
Utah?
It's a good sentiment. Utah's closer, number
Idaho?
2. Idaho is number 9.
Okay.
But Utah's number 2. Hawaii, because it's paradise, is number 1. Number 1, Hawaii. At number 2, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
At number 3, Minnesota. I don't know how that happened.
What? When was the polling on this?
At number 4, New Jersey.
Okay, well, let's...
Stop it.
Nobody... Once you're trapped there, you don't realize it's good elsewhere. You just like toll roads and fees and all this crap. That just becomes a way of life. You accept it.
Maryland is 5th. California is 6th. North Dakota 7. Iowa is 8th, followed by Idaho. Connecticut. Nebraska. South Dakota's 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, so dead last, the least happy state. I mean, it's almost always this way. But it's not Mississippi this time, and that's what I thought it was going to be. Mississippi. They're only 44th. West Virginia, dead last. They're the least happy state in the United States of America. They're number 50 in emotional and physical well-being. They are number 49 in work environment ranking. And when it comes to community and environment, they are number 37. So that's not a happy place.
And that you said that was Mississippi?
That's West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah. Mississippi's all the way up at number 44 this time. Number 44. I'm kind of surprised because the states with the wide open spaces are usually among the happiest. Alaska's only 42nd in this particular.
You think it gets too dark in Alaska?
Maybe, yeah.
Half of the year.
For too long. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that kind of depresses you. And
yeah, that's a definite possibility. All right. They've also announced the topics for the debate. Starting tomorrow night, the Commission on Presidential Debates has decided the Trump and Biden records will be discussed. The Supreme Court will be discussed, as will COVID-19. Yeah, I bet it will. The economy, race and violence in our cities. That should be interesting to hear from Biden as he tries to blame Trump for all of that. And the integrity of the election.
Wait.
Oh, that should be really interesting.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not...
Those are the things they're going to talk about this time.
We're not going to talk about Burisma, Tara Reid, or pedophilia?
Why would you talk about any of those things?
Because
I don't even understand why you would bring those up.
They would all relate to the guy who's in first place right now for president, one Joe Robinette. Is that right?
Yeah, Joe Robinette Biden.
That's right. Just hit
In fact, let's show again the little molestation thing that he did with the little girl. What was this,
Joe
2015?
Biden swearing in Senator Steve Daines of Montana. Who's there with his
I want them to play that during the debate and then ask him about that.
Shows how Joe Biden is a
Hey, Joe, watch your right hand. What are you doing there? Are you pinching her right there in the
He says no
in the chest?
Until you're 30. Right now,
she's 8 years old, Joe.
Shoulder, and then it moves down.
Look at how creepy that is.
Pinching shape, and then he pinches. Well, he says no serious dates until you're 30, causing her eyes to bug out.
Really horrible. And she moves away from him. She's like, "Get off of me!" Unbelievable. Yeah, surprisingly, not one of the debate topics.
That's not one of the questions?
No, not one of the questions we'll be asking tomorrow. In fact, I'm sure that'd be thrown out if anybody were to bring it up.
Well,
all right. We will see you tomorrow as we prepare for that debate right here.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.